Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no problem with my audio or the video, please do let me know. Hello everyone, hello. I hope that I'm live right now, guys. If you guys are able to listen to me properly, as well as there's no problem with the audio or the video, please do let me know. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, good evening. Good evening, everyone. Okay, so there's no problem with my audio or the video, am I right? Great, amazing. So, how are you guys right now? Is everybody fine? Great, amazing. Attendance link always works. Okay, there's never a time when the attendance link is not working. Okay, so please check your spelling for the same. Yeah, I'm also great. Okay, great. So, for the past few days, I have been seeing some questions related to what should I study, how should I study, how to get into a good company, how to get into a good startup, and so on and so forth. So, I thought that let's address those questions today. What is expected from you from the company's point of view, how you should be working. So, a roadmap basically to become a full stack developer. That is something that is missing right now, and that knowledge is something that is very important according to me. So, in today's class, I would like to address all these questions and to be able to guide you guys properly through the entire pathway. That would be my goal. So, if it's possible, and if you have any questions when I'm going through the roadmap, if you're not able to understand any part of it, just let me know. Okay, I will try to make you guys understand it in as good manner as possible. And yeah, I will try my best. Okay, I will first try to make you guys understand all the working parts, all the wheels, and all the valleys that are there in the entire web development department, and then what are the different tools that exist inside of them, and what are the different positions that exist in like within them. That would be my aim for our today's class. Okay, so with that, with keeping that in our mind, let's start off with this. Okay. Okay, so let's get started. Guys haven't joined us. Not a lot of many number of people have joined us today as well. I don't know why. Are you guys getting the information about the bootcamp that it is going to start from 7 o'clock today on your WhatsApp groups? Are you guys able to get that information on your WhatsApp groups? Please do let me know. Okay, because I don't know why, like, is the information not reaching out to the students, or what is the issue? But every single day, the number of students get decreased. Like, it's fine, like, no issues with that. But okay, okay. So let's get started with the same. Let me just open Paint up because I will be, and let me open the live chat up as well. Give me a second. Okay, I've opened up the live chat. So let's get started with the same. First, we'll try to understand the different parts of how a website functions, of web development in general, and how are they interrelated to each other. So we are going to start from right over here. And is this not working? Okay, so there are multiple components to a website, and that is how we are going to learn about the entire thing. The first is the front end. Then comes the backend. Then it comes to DevOps. And then you are having your cloud or cloud computing. Okay, so these are the different functions or different paths that combined together we called it as a full stack development at the end of the day. Now, of course, most of these words will be pretty new to you, so I will try to make you guys understand the entire concept using the example of a restaurant. So, when you are having a restaurant, when you go to any restaurant, you are having the place where you guys have the tables, okay, you are having the chairs, okay, you are having, for example, some decorations, some lightings, maybe something like some curtains, okay, some windows and all this kind of stuff. So basically the entire restaurant, when you enter a restaurant, the area that you as a customer are allowed to use, and you are allowed to see the beauty and everything is like very beautiful, you are able to interact with the restaurant itself. This is the place which you usually refer to as the restaurant, is called as your front end of the restaurant. Okay, it's called as the front end of the restaurant. When you are learning the same thing according to a website, that would be the website. So for example, when I'm writing www.google.com, the website that opens up, that is, you are able to see Google is written right over here, you are having your search bar, you are having your button right over here, some other links right over here, maybe some doodles that are going around Google, and so on and so forth. So this website that you are able to see on your browser, that you are able to interact with, that you are able to use at any point of time, that is referred to as the front end of the website. Okay, that is referred to as the front end of the website. Are you guys able to understand the concept of front end? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand the concept of front end? Please let me know on the live chat, guys. Are you guys able to understand via this example what a front end would be from a restaurant point of view? We'll come back to templates. Okay, please focus upon what I'm teaching right now. Okay, so whether it be the restaurant itself or whether it be a website, what is a front end? Are you guys able to understand this? See, there are 107 people live with us right now. I want to see 107 yes, or at least a few no, so that I'm able to understand whether everyone is able to understand it or not. Don't be silent. Just attending this session and not being able to understand anything won't be of any value to you. Okay? Okay, great. Now, the back end of the kitchen. So for any restaurant, the back end where everything is being made and stored and kept would be your kitchen. Okay, so there are two components of the back end. One is where you store the entire food. So in a website, that will be called as a database. And the second part of the backend is your basic like cooking and everything. So that is the utensils and everything. So that in the backend, it's basically called as like the backend itself. Okay, backend servers, backend APIs, and all those kind of stuff. Okay, so in the database, think about the fridge that you are having in the kitchen. Okay, think about the fridge that you are having in the kitchen right over here. Okay, think about that as the backend where you store all the food, all the spices, all the milk, liquids, everything that you are going to use in the kitchen to make things up, that you will be putting it up inside a fridge. And similarly in a website as well. So for example, we are going into google.com. How is it able to give you all these results? You are putting in a query and it is able to give you results. These websites are being stored somewhere inside of Google's accounts. Maybe your own account details, your ID, your passport, your name, your photo, all these different data is being stored somewhere. So all that data in a website is stored in databases. Now these databases are of two types. Okay, NoSQL and just MySQL databases. So that, like, the differences between the two is pretty vast. We'll sometime have a video upon the differences, but at any point of time, just remember there's that databases of two types, NoSQL and MySQL, and there are differences between the two, okay? But all your information or the user data, the websites, the everything else, the everything that you're able to see that is dynamic on the front end, okay, that is being stored somewhere, that is being retrieved from somewhere. So that is your database. Next come the backend, that is the business logic. That is basically the chef, okay, the chef are basically cooking. So let's put a mustache and some hands and legs. The chef themselves are cooking in the kitchen. So basically the kitchen itself with all the utensils and everything where the entire food is being cooked, that will be your backend for a particular restaurant. Similarly, for a website as well, all this data nobody knows. So you have stored the data, but what to do with the data? Okay, so for example, if I'm writing right over here DevTown, okay, and pressing the search button, this gets transferred to the backend. Now from the backend, the entire business logic about what should happen, okay, should I get an response that please log into this page, or should I give him all the information, should I, what pages should I refer to? So once the data comes in, it will look up through the database, okay, then it will get some answers from the database. All those things will be done by the business logic, that is the backend code that you have written, and then that information will then be sent by the backend via APIs to your website. Now think about these APIs as waiters, okay, the waiters that you are able to see that are able to go in between the user in the kitchen as well as the cook in the user in the restaurant as well as the cook in the kitchen. So that is a waiter. Think about APIs or application programming interfaces as waiters themselves who take information from the front end, the information that you're putting up on your screen in the front end. They take that information up, take it to the back end, see the business logic right over there. The business logic gives an answer, takes that answers back from the backend, and then takes it to the front end to show you different results. That is the function of an API. Now these APIs are like waiters. Are you guys able to understand up till here, like front end and back end? We will be going into the different technologies that are there, how you can learn them, everything, okay? Right now I'm just trying to make sure that you guys are able to understand the concepts in a pretty well functioned manner. Are you guys able to understand? Please let me know. Are you guys able to understand? Please let me know. Amazing. Amazing, guys. Arey, shit. Okay, so next topic. So these are the two topics that you are usually familiar with. Okay, you must have heard about front end, you must have heard about back end. Um, even if like somewhere or you must have heard about these terms. Now maybe cloud computing, maybe DevOps is something very new to you guys. So I will try to make you guys understand it in as simple sense as possible. Okay, so what happens is you created an entire restaurant. Now you want to like expand. Okay, you want to have like 15 different restaurants all over the country. Think about McDonald's. Okay, think about McDonald's. I think so everybody is familiar here with McDonald's. Please let me know. The attendance link always works, Aman. You must have made a spelling mistake. There's never a time in the entire history of DevTown where the attendance link is not working. So please check your spelling again. Are you guys familiar with McDonald's as a company? Amazing. Yeah, I hope that everybody is familiar with that. So McDonald's is basically a franchise. Burgers, it sells burgers mostly. Like it's famous for that. And there's a good movie made up on it as well as Founder. Okay, that the Founder. That is the name of the movie. It's I think so available on Netflix as well. Amazing, must watch if you want to go into the entrepreneurship department as well. Okay, so think about DevOps in a very simple sense. Okay, so you are having a franchise, you are the owner of McDonald's in India. Now what McDonald's does, it does not produce, so every restaurant does not produce the patties, does not produce the fruits, vegetables, whatever they are using. It's not bought and used by the restaurant. So there are some factories, okay, there are some factories situated in the country, like there will be 2 3 factories that will be there. They will be producing your patties. So that is the, like, the thing between the bun, that is the meat or the vegetable patty that is there. Okay, they will be producing that. They will then be freezing it up. Okay, and then they will be packaging it and shipping it to the 15 different outlets. So there are 15 different outlets throughout the country. Okay, so these patties are then shipped to these 15 different outlets throughout the country, where they are just refrying it and serving it to you. They are actually just assembling the things up, they are not making it. Okay, please remember this. So these type of franchisees that are there, these fast food outlets that are there, they don't make things up from scratch. They are given the patties in like cardboard boxes, frozen patties. They just fry it up and just serve you. That is how you are getting your food. Okay, so now this entire distribution channel, okay, this entire distribution channel needs to be perfect. So these patties that are being produced need to be packaged in proper cardboard boxes with plastic wrapped around them, shipped in proper like trucks full of like 100 or thousands of different boxes, each containing so many patties. The entire truck should be like frozen. The cargo should be frozen. Okay, it should always be below the room temperature itself, so that the food is not getting like molded or something like that. So all these different things, okay, all this packaging, shipping, that is being involved, and you have to ship to 15 different outlets. You have to keep track about, okay, here the patties are going to get over, we need to ship it once again, and so on and so forth. So all these things that basically helps McDonald's, okay, to operate 15 different outlets at once. Okay, think about that. Okay, now what happens is you are having your backend. Okay, you are having your backend. You have deployed this backend to a server. Okay, you have deployed your code to a server. Server is nothing else but a computer which has its main purpose as to serve, okay, as many customers as possible. So the customers that are coming to your website, each server can usually handle between 100 to 1,000 people. Okay, there are some very powerful computers that can even cater to 10,000, 20,000 people as well. But usually the range will be between 100 to 1,000 people that these servers can handle. Okay, so what happens is once you have deployed it to a server, that's it. Okay, I'm just talking about one of the conditions. You have deployed it to server. Now maybe your website that you created, okay, the website that you had created, that was for let's say a Facebook clone. Let's assume it was a Facebook clone. Let's just assume that. Now what happens is whenever there is any normal like days, okay, maybe it's a Monday or a Tuesday, not many people will be using your application. So maybe like 1,000 people are using your application on normal days. But once a festival comes around, okay, there are like maybe Navratri is coming around, or maybe Eid is coming around, then many people start using the social media, posting their images, talking to each other, and so on and so forth. So when that is happening, when this sharing and everything is happening, on a single day, it went from 1,000 people to a lakh. Okay, 1 lakh people are using your application on a particular day. Then again, that number comes down to 1,000. Okay, from the next day. Next day is again a working day. The number comes back to 1,000. Now there are two options that you are having. Either you can have computers set up in your room, okay, that are like acting like servers, and they are sending like let's assume that, for example, you are like having like, okay, so one computer can handle 1,000 people. I will have 100 computers in my room, so that even if 1 lakh people are coming to my website at any point of time, my servers can handle them at any point of time. Now that is a wastage of computers. Okay, that is a wastage of computers, because on normal days you are having just 1,000 people. That is, you need only one server to run. On maybe 15 or 20 different days in the entire like year, you have to handle like 1 lakh people. So why are you having like these 1,000 computers set up at your house at any point of time? That is where the concept of cloud computing came into being. Okay, so cloud computing basically says that don't buy your own servers. So buying computers is very, very, very costly. Like the computer that I'm currently using, okay, normal servers will cost you about 1.5 lakhs to 2 lakhs. Okay, these are the cost of a normal computer. So each server is very costly. To have like a thousands of them, you are wasting 2 crore uh, in just setting that entire thing up. Then you have to maintain things up. If a server fails, or if a server like a computer gets burnt, a motherboard gets burnt, you have to replace it as well. So there's a lot of cost involved. So cloud computing basically tells that Google, Amazon, all these companies have, Microsoft have a lot many number of servers that they use for their own personal products. Now, if similarly for them as well, they are not able to utilize 100% of their servers. So what they did was, okay, I am not able to use these 100 servers. Let's rent these servers out. So anyone from the entire world can rent these servers from. So Google has its GCP, Google Cloud Platform. Amazon it's as its AWS, Amazon Web Services, and then you are having your Azure by Microsoft. So all these companies basically lease out, rent out these servers. The maintenance, the setting up, everything is being maintained by these companies itself. They are buying these servers, setting it up for you. You can rent it out just like Ola and Uber. You don't have to buy your own car. You can just rent a car at the end of the day. So you can rent a server. Okay, you don't have to buy 1,000 servers at once. So for example, today 100 people are coming to my website. I will only have one server. I will rent out one server at like $5 per day. That's it. And on some days, for example, the traffic went out, so number of people using my website went out to 1 lakh. So I can just rent 1,000 servers for just one day, or even for 1 hour as well, or even 15 minutes if you want. There's no time limitation as well. You can just rent out servers according to your needs. So you don't have to waste money. You do it as pay as you go service. Just think about it. Buying a car, maintaining a car, paying for the fuel, to use the car on just like 10 days in the entire year is a wastage of money. You are wasting almost 20 lakhs on that car yearly to use it 20 times. And instead of that, you are having Ola and Uber. So whenever you are using Ola and Uber, every time you are using the service, you just pay for that. You don't have to pay for the entire car. You don't have to pay for its maintenance. You don't have to pay for its petrol at the end of the day. So the same thing took the entire servers and these big mechanical units to the cloud, where you are able to rent these services up. Okay, so that is where cloud computing comes into being. Now DevOps, I've not completed DevOps. Like I need to make you guys understand about cloud computing so that you guys are able to understand DevOps. So I'm coming back to DevOps right now. That was cloud computing. Why cloud computing came into being and why is it so essential? Okay, so you have the storage, okay, you have the bandwidth, you have the servers, you have the databases, everything is now available on the cloud. You can even like some specialized servers. So for example, if you want to run ML models need some specialized servers that have TPUs inside of them that help them fasten the entire process. So that is too, you can just, instead of buying an entire computer, you can just rent a server out. Okay, so that is extremely important for any company right now. AWS has like almost 70% of the entire world of internet that is currently there runs on AWS. The 20% is with Azure and 10% is with GCP. So GCP is the smallest right now. It is trying to acquire as many users as possible. But as AWS has become so huge in the cloud computing market that it's really very difficult for other companies to actually tumble it across. But let's see what happens. So coming back to DevOps, okay. So okay, you have your front end made, you have your back end made, you have deployed it to the cloud right now. You are having some servers. Every day you cannot sit in front of your computer seeing that, okay, so right now it is 999 users, okay, now it is 1001, so you'll go back, write the code and then have one more server added to your stack. okay, now it is like 2000 users, so I need one more server, so I will have 3 servers. So this is not just a practical use. Okay, you cannot sit there watching how many people are coming to your website and then changing the number of servers that are there. So for that, one of the aspects, one of the works, okay, there are various different works, there are a lot depth. Okay, one of the uses of DevOps is basically handling that. It will keep on tracking your traffic, and it sees that, okay, so the number of users went to 10,000, so it will just deploy your entire code to 10 different servers. As soon as it is going to 9,000, it will just remove one server. As soon as it is going to 20,000, it will add 20 more servers, and so on and so forth. Okay, and so on and so forth. The next particular use cases of DevOps is sharing of code bases. Whenever you are working in a company, okay, whenever you are working in a big company, uh, every small team, like for example, there are 6 teams that will be working on the same backend. There will be 6 different teams that will be working on the same backend. Now, for example, if I'm working in a team, I have done some iterations to the code, and now I have to give this entire. So I'm working on my local laptop. Now, when I'm giving this entire stuff up to a particular like partner of mine, okay, it should run on his computer irrespective of whether he has Intel, whether he has AMD, whether it has Linux, iOS, Windows, any type of configuration, any type of version. So if he has if I had Python version 4.0 and he had Python version 3.0, any type of variations in the tech as well is there, the code should run the exact same way. So what does DevOps does? DevOps has a concept of containerization. So what it does, your code is there, okay, this is your code. It will create an environment for it. It will create a small container for it, just like these containers that kept the like patties frozen. So DevOps will also create a container for it with the ideal conditions that it needs, that code needs to run. Now when you are giving this container to someone else, okay, that will run the exact same way in his laptop as well, or even on the production side. So if you are deploying this code to the cloud, irrespective about what the different things are there on the cloud, it will run the exact same way as it was running on your local laptop when you were testing it. So these all things, these small things are there in DevOps. So CI/CD, okay, continuous integration and continuous deployment. That basically means that there are like 3 different. So each company, even us, even Facebook, even Microsoft. So if Facebook is having its product like facebook.com itself, there will be 3 different versions of it. One will be the development version where the development is currently going on. There are adding new features and all those kind of stuff. Then the second one is the testing environment where like there will be tests who will be like setting up different tests to check those features out. If there is any bug, if there is any problem with right over here, then you will be having your production side where the current version that you're using on your laptop right now. So that will be the production code. So everything needs to be the same at the end of the day. All these changes, all these things need to be in a proper manner. So there is like CI/CD pipelining that is being established, like continuous integration between all these different, like the development side, the testing part, and then the deployment side. All these are the same application, the same code base. They should be integrated. And once I'm shifting one code, so it isn't possible for me to copy paste an entire code. So this is not just one file that you're creating. I'm talking about millions and billions of files that come together to make facebook.com. All these files should be continuously integrated to the testing side, should be continuously integrated to the development, to the deployment side, and they should be deployed as well. So whenever I want, I can do that. So for that, another concept in DevOps is the CI/CD concept. So these basically, these all things come together to make web development. Your front end, your back end, your DevOps, and your cloud computing. Okay. Now I understand that this was a very like, I just fed in an entire bottle worth of water into your mouths. I'm able to understand that it would be tough to take it in. I don't expect you to like be able to fully understand this at once as well. Each of these topics almost take 1 month to actually complete, like to learn properly if you're guided well enough every single day for 2 hours straight. Like it will take you at least 3.5 months to complete all these 4 topics. That is what I'm trying to make you guys understand. So this is just a brief overview to like help you relate it to something that you have seen in your daily batches as well. Okay. Okay, now let's try to understand the technologies that are involved with all these parts. Let me just erase this. Okay, so for the same, I will take a reference for our website. Okay, so okay, so first, you can also take reference to this syllabus at any point of time if you are planning to learn the entire full stack. This syllabus covers everything, everything inside of it. Docker is basically the containerization that I explained right now. That is also a part of DevOps. So first you need to start off with the fundamentals of websites. So for example, the different web protocols, HTTPS, HTTP, then your different error codes, okay, that are there, 200 error, 400 error, 300 error, 500 error, all these error codes you need to understand. Then you need to start off with HTML, basics of HTML, CSS. You need to understand Git, GitHub, okay, version control, very important, okay. Then you have to start off with responsive designs using CSS so that your website would open up on your mobile phone, on your iPad, on your Samsung tablet, on your desktop, on your laptop, on your TV as well. So it shouldn't look like you have opened the same, like your mobile view is opening up on your desktop. It won't look nice. Everything should be different at any point of time. Then you should go on with grid and box layouts. Okay, these are extremely important at the starting in CSS. My basic preference is you should be able to understand both Tailwind CSS and Bootstrap CSS, but in practice, use Tailwind CSS. Okay, the two CSS frameworks extremely important to learn. Okay, both of them, like don't ignore. If I'm saying ki like okay, Tailwind CSS is something that you have to learn. Okay, you have to use. Don't ignore Bootstrap CSS. Bootstrap CSS has made the foundations for Tailwind CSS. So it is extremely important to understand both of them. Then of course, then moving on to JavaScript, learn the latest version of JavaScript, ES6 version. Okay, don't go with ES5 or ES4 version. Okay. Okay, so the tech stack have been covered. Next you need to move on. So this was the basics of web development. Okay, this is something that according to me nobody is going to get a job with. Many people are approaching me like, I know HTML CSS. I'm like, I was in 10th standard when I knew HTML CSS, so I didn't got a job at that point of time, so you are also not going to get one. So this is something that for companies it's next to nothing. Okay, it's just that your concepts are clear for the basics. Okay, next comes the technologies that you have to learn. Okay, so the first technology that you have to learn is the front-end web development with React.js. You can choose Angular as well, but the number of jobs and the demand for React is a lot more than other frameworks that are currently available. Because with React, you can do React Native. By React Native, I mean Android, iOS, watchOS, tvOS, Wear OS, everything. So you are not just learning website development for your browser, but every single device that you are going to use. Okay. Okay, so you need to start with React. Okay, component lifecycle model, React fundamental functional components. Okay, Webpack using third-party components, styling React, routing in React, React hooks. Okay, state management in React with Redux, of course, extremely important. So React hooks, routing as well as Redux. These are the 4 R's that you have to learn in React at the end of the day. Okay, and then how to connect your front end framework to a default backend. Okay, so if you are having a backend already set up, then how should you connect to it? Okay, so that is also very important. So React, Vue, then you are having your Angular, then you are having right now I think so Flutter has also come up with its web portion. So all these are different frameworks that are available. Now, see, it's the same thing as there's McDonald's, there's Burger King, there's Pizza Hut, there's Domino's, but the biggest of them is Domino's and McDonald's. These are the two biggest chains that are there. So of course, whenever I'm going out, I will be looking at, okay, if I want to buy any clothes, whether I will, if I have that kind of money, so whether I will be going with Nike and Puma or Bata, I will be going with Nike and Puma, because that's a bigger brand name. Most people are using it at any point of time, so I should be learning that. The same goes with React. If 80% of the entire companies in the entire world are using React, because it has been developed by Facebook, so that is also a particular point, that your Facebook has developed the entire React, and almost Facebook, Amazon, Netflix, everything is being made in React itself. So it's better to actually learn React, because that is what is needed from the industry standpoint as well. Okay. The next, you need to start off with backend development. So in backend development, you have to start off with Node.js, microservices with Node.js and expresses. So basically, like, there are two structures. Okay, one is monolithic backend and the other one is microservice based backends. So early on, like in 2010s, okay, like 2010, okay, around that particular time, point of time, most of the applications that were built, most of the companies that were building the backend were using the monolithic architecture, in which there was a single backend portion, like a single backend application that was handling everything. And now that made it very difficult for companies, okay, very difficult for companies to maintain it, to share it, to deploy it, to scale it at very like large ends. Right now, what companies have done is that entire monolithic architecture that was there, what do I mean by monolithic? Okay, a big rock, okay, a big single piece of rock. They have divided into small microservices. What do I mean by microservices? So for example, there is one backend application that is handling just authentication, one backend handling that is just handling user profile, one backend application that is just handling some particular business logic, and so on and so forth. So the entire monolithic application has been divided into small microservices that are there, that interact with each other and are hence more scalable. Okay, it will be better to handle like 5 blocks instead of one big giant rock at any point of time. So for example, if a particular so for example, many people are logging into the platform, only the authentication microservice will be using the Kubernetes cluster, will be scaled further. Okay, it will be deployed to like 5 or 6 servers, not the rest of the applications. Whereas when it was a monolithic application, even if just the user login and logout rates were increasing, the entire monolithic architecture had to be deployed again and again. So that was a big cost to the companies. So learning microservices architecture is extremely important. Nobody teaches you this, okay, because it's not expected from you as well, but it's very important. This sets you apart from the rest of the crowd, okay. Then after learning that, you need to start with MongoDB. That is the backend, NoSQL backend. You have to learn, that is the best backend that is available right now. Validation and error handling, building RESTful APIs with Node.js, Express and MongoDB, authentication and security of your backend. So this is very important, guys. Once you've ended right over here, you have completed your MERN stack, MERN stack, MongoDB, Express, React.js and Node. This is usually referred to as your MERN stack engineer. Okay, this is where most people will be knowing. If anybody is calling themselves as a developer, a full stack developer, this is what they know. Now these type of people are not very valuable to any company. You will be able to get like 3 or 6 lakh jobs at any point of time. Okay, that is the most that you will be able to get if you don't have like good knowledge upon DSA and CP. I'll be coming to that as well, but that is what you will be able to get. Now companies want people who are jack of all but master of none. Okay, there are various companies that want these kind of guys. So for that, the next topic that you have to learn is DevOps. Okay, so when you're going in DevOps, you will be learning about Docker and containerization, building and manipulating single and multiple containers with Docker, Docker Volume and Docker Compose, containerization and application with Docker, okay, securing with Silink. So both is important, building an application and its security. Okay, not just building an application. If you are able to build an application and I'm easily able to hack through the entire application, it's of no use. Okay, that application is next to shit. Okay, you need to make sure that your application is, your data is also secure. Okay, then you are having your automating with CI/CD. Okay, CI/CD service setup, CI/CD scripts, automation and deployment and testing with CI/CD, and then you are having your Kubernetes. Okay, so Kubernetes that is container orchestration. So the containerization is just creating the containers. Now you need to deliver it as well. So for that you are having your Kubernetes. So K8 commands. Okay, you are having a multi-container app with K8s, ingest to handle traffic, deployment with K8s, custom domain and SSL services. So this is extremely important to cover DevOps. Okay, this sets you apart from the rest of the crowd. Now, if there are two people, one is from IIT, one is from a third tier college, both have the same knowledge. Who will I prefer? I will prefer the person who is from the IIT, because that is a reputed college. I will just take him in. I have to pay the same salary to both. You will have to prove yourself that you are better than the guy who is from the IIT. That is how you are able to learn more and more, and you are able to implement it. You are becoming better. That is how you have to continue with it. Okay, so the projects that you can do, so for example, some of the projects that I will suggest that you should go with is like Book My Show clone. Okay, Zomato Frontend application, the book management API, Zomato backend application, task management app, personal portfolio. Okay, so all these different things are something, and you will also be learning about you should be familiarizing yourself with AWS. So when you're learning DevOps, usually AWS is covered in it, because of course you won't be doing it locally. You will be using AWS to deploy and actually orchestrate all these tools. So AWS is also something that you will have to learn. Now, my suggestion would be, when you're learning these topics on your own, if you are doing it on your own, it's great. Okay, self-learning, I support that. But if you're doing it on your own, focus upon a single project. Okay, take up one big project. So for example, in the training and internships that we have the Zomato clone as the biggest portfolio project that we are having. So what we do is, the entire Zomato app that you're currently using on your mobile phone, you will create an entire clone of it. With the front end, with the back end, with the DevOps, with the deployment on AWS, everything. You're creating an entire startup on your own. When you are able to do that, you will easily be able to. So what is Uber? What is Ola? These are Zomato for people. Think about it. What is Swiggy and Zomato? These are also the same. What is Instamart? What is Amazon Foods? What is like Grofers? What is Blinkit? All these companies are Zomato for groceries. Okay, what is Amazon? Zomato for items. So all these different companies are exactly the same. The only thing that is changing in them is, in the back end, the information that is getting stored. That's it. The entire business logic is same. The entire the entire business rules is the same. The only thing that is changing is the front end and some items. Instead of people, it will be food. Instead of food, it will be groceries. Instead of groceries, it would be maybe some items that are there. So that is the only thing that is changing. So once you are able to complete a project, a huge project like this, where you are building the front end in React, the back end in MongoDB, Node.js and Express, then you are deploying it on AWS, then you are orchestrating it using tools like Docker, Kubernetes, CI/CD pipelining, then you are able to complete the entire process. You have made an entire product. Now you are a very valuable person in the industry. I can even show it to you guys, like last batch that we had. So we got a lot many students placed in various different companies. So you will be able to see that most of them got placed as a full stack engineer itself. We got people into Microsoft, we got people into Gap, we got people into Google, Amazon, Samsung, Jio, Flipkart, Oracle, Barclays, Walmart, Deutsche Bank, Fidelity, Cognizant, CasePoint, TCS, Infosys, Qatar, Bale, L&T, Deloitte, a lot many number of companies. And I think so the stacks for that, for the last batch, are right over here. So we got 9 people in Microsoft, 7 in Google, 9 in Amazon, 12 in Gap, 15 in Samsung, 21 in Jio, 21 in Flipkart, 16 in Oracle, 12 in Barclays, 19 in Walmart. So as you're able to see, these companies were able to identify the value of these students. Because just think about it, if you are running your own company at any point of time, what would you prefer? To have like 5 people at 16 or 18 lakhs, one is working on the front end, the second one is working on the back end, the third one is working on the DevOps, the fourth one is working upon the let's say cloud computing portion, and so on and so forth? Or you would just prefer to have like 2 guys who are able to do everything? The same team, when you are spending like almost a crore every year on them, instead of doing that, can you get just 2 guys who are able to do everything that you want to do, and you are able to get them more money? You are, instead of paying them 16 to 18, you are paying them like 25, 30. So for a company as well, it's a no-brainer. These students, like the students who went into Google, they had an average CTC of 60 lakhs. Those who went into Amazon, they had an average CTC of 48. For Microsoft as well, it was 46. So these companies are able to easily identify that these students are extremely valuable at any point of time. And this is what I pray that you guys are also able to become. Now, there is a second thing. If you are aiming for these companies, okay, so how we train students is not just the full stack portion. The full stack portion is great. Now you're standing out and apart from the crowd itself. There's one more thing that you have to do, and you have to do it very dedicatedly and very thoroughly. That is DSA and CP, data structures and algorithms and competitive programming. Now these students learned the entire DSA and CP in C++. We first taught them C++, then DSA, and then competitive programming. So that too has been mentioned right over here in the syllabus itself. I think so you guys should go through that. Okay, so for data structures and algorithms, you should start with introduction to programming in C++, then the mathematics, bit manipulation, recursion, arrays, searching, sorting, matrix, hashing, strings, linked lists, stacks, queues, dequeues, trees, BST, heap, graph, greedy algorithms, backtracking, dynamic programming, try, segment and binary index, trees, disjoint sets. There are almost the number of things that I said right now. I think so it would be around 15 to 20. Each of them will be having at least 20 to 25 questions that you have to go through. There will be like 400 to 500 questions that you have to make. And then you have to start with your competitive programming as well. So it will take time. I'm not saying that it is something that you will be able to do in just one day or 1 week. It is going to take you at least 4 months to complete. At least 4 months to complete. But when you are able to complete all these stuff up, you will be industry ready. You will be ready. Companies will be there to take you up. So that is what I'm trying to make you guys understand. See, you have enjoyed your 10th standard, you have enjoyed your 11th and 12th standard, you have started to enjoy your engineering colleges as well, and some of you have already completed it, so you have already enjoyed your engineering days as well. But that enjoyment is not going to last for a very long period of time. I saw that movie Wolf of Wall Street, and in that particular movie there was a very good saying, like I loved that line like with all my heart. Like in Wolf of Wall Street, Leonardo DiCaprio, so basically the protagonist, basically said that I've been a rich man, I've been a poor man, and I will choose being rich every single time. Your friends who are around you are not going to be there for you, with you at all times. They are going to have their own families, they are going to start with their own lives, and you will meet like in 10 or 12 years at once. You have to create your own life. You have to focus upon earning money at the end of the day, getting a good job. You might be like, okay, I'm going into TCS, I'm going to get a 3 lakh job. Or you might be a particular person who is going to Google and who is getting 3 lakhs per month. You have to decide it on your own. You want to spend 4 months preparing, struggling, okay, putting your 100% effort in to get a job that could get you settled for the rest of your entire life, or you want to enjoy right now and struggle for the rest of the entire life. That's totally up to you. After this, yes, so for example, freelancing as well. So if some of you have attended our YouTube live sessions, we got some of our alumni who came and talked to us. Most of them started out with freelancing themselves. They thought they went into good companies. They were not very comfortable with working for big corporates, that they started freelancing. So once you are making, so for example, like I explained right now, Zomato, Swiggy, all these companies, Uber, Ola, are the same product themselves, only the front end and the back end is changing. So once you have completed this entire thing, you are completing the product as well. So once you have completed the product, you can just go to any freelancing website, Fiverr.com, freelancer.com. There's so many websites available right now. Search for projects that are very similar to this and tell them that instead of taking 3 months to complete their projects, you will be able to complete it in 1 month itself, and you will be charging less. You'll be able to get your first clients very easily. What you have to do, you have to just change the backend a bit, change the UI a bit, and that's it. That's it. Your product is ready to be shipped out to them at a production level. So you will be able to get clients very easily. Freelancing is also a great opportunity, guys. Great opportunity. So remember this, that see, I also spent a lot of my time behind my friends when I was in like school and college. And then I came to realize that they are not going to help me when I will be in need. Like, okay, I'm able to enjoy this particular portion right now due to the job that I had, due to the like everything that I'm currently doing. I'm able to enjoy my life. I'm working as well. I'm able to enjoy my life at the fullest because I don't have the worry. Like, there will be a time when there will be nothing left in my bank if I'm not saving well. If I'm not controlling myself, I won't be able to like sustain for a longer period of time. Because I know that every month I'm going to get this amount of money from my company, X amount of money, like 4 lakhs, 5 lakhs, I'm going to get from my company, then like, that's fine with me. I can enjoy my life as I want. See, not everybody will tell you this. Like, you may be following some YouTuber who is from like US or UK or something like that. The current condition in India is such that the competition is increasing day by day. The number of positions are still the same. Whoever is saying you that, Arey, bahut, like there are so many positions available right now, so many jobs that are being created right now, they might be created, but either there is a lack of skill set within the students, due to which those positions are going empty. No company is going to spend a lot of money on hiring someone who does not know the skill set that they need. Even though these positions are being created, they are left empty at any point of time. Or else the same positions are available, the same quality of students are available, nobody is able to stand out from the rest of the crowd. You will have to compete and die right over there. Either you will have to go up and beyond that level so that companies are able to identify and pinpoint like, dude, if we don't hire this particular person, we are at a loss. Otherwise, you will still be in the sea of the same kind of people and the same kind of jobs that they are getting. That is something that you have to decide. Okay? Okay, any questions, any doubts, any queries, please let me know. Don't hesitate, guys. Any questions, any doubts, any queries, please let me know. I don't know why, like usually when I'm having the live session, I usually switch off the fan above me so that there's no problem with my voice. And it's too hot today. Like even in Bangalore, like usually the temperature is extremely pleasant, but I don't know why. Sir, is there a class for tomorrow? Why is there something tomorrow that I'm not aware of? What is blockchain, deep learning, machine learning? Okay, so let's do one thing. I'm not the correct person for blockchain. I have some information, but I don't want you guys to like. I don't want to be that guy, so I will not claim I know blockchain because I'm really like not into blockchain right now. But I will arrange one meeting, okay, one session with Devesh Vishwakarma. He has been working for the past 3 years in companies like Jio and Reliance, where he has been working on blockchain. He's extremely great at it. So I will bring him. So he lives like with me itself. Like we are great friends. We are childhood friends. So I will bring him with me, and we'll have a talk upon blockchain at one particular point of time. Okay. So deep learning and machine learning. Meenakshi, we'll be having another bootcamp on deep learning and machine learning. It's an entire topic on its own. I don't think it would be justified to be covered in right over here. When started cloning Facebook? Okay, when we will start cloning Facebook? Okay, so that will be done on the 7th day, 7th and 8th day. These will be the 2 days that we'll be using in which whatever we have learned in HTML, CSS and JavaScript, we will be implementing that to clone the entire Facebook page. Okay? Okay. So tomorrow is Sunday. No. There will be classes. There are no Sundays for us. For us learners, there are no Sundays. Every day is a programming day. Okay? Are you going to start any batch in the coming days? Nikhil, according to my knowledge, I'm not very sure of it. But from 15th of May, yeah, on 15th of May, we're going to start off with our new batches of data science, full stack, both. If anybody wants to join, they can surely do that. Okay. How many months is the internship program? That will be of 3 months. Minimum, like sometime mostly it gets expanded beyond that, like we have it for 3.5 months as well, but yeah, 3 to 3.5 months is usually the time period, because we don't focus upon like it's 3 months, so we'll complete it in 3 months itself. Every day we are taking classes for 2 hours live on Zoom with the students, with live doubt sessions, so that, and it goes on for like 3 months in total. If it's not getting completed, we take extra time without, like, we don't charge anything for it. We take extra time, we complete it, so that students are satisfied. Like, there's no problem with that particular portion. Okay. How to become a data analyst? Okay, so once you are starting with data analysis process, you can refer to the syllabus right over here. You can go to our website. There will be a syllabus for the data scientist program. Okay. Go through the syllabus. I have already put up almost everything. We are going to revise this syllabus right now. We are going to add Tableau, Power BI and Excel as well. That are the 3 topics that we are going to add right over here. So you can follow this entire thing to learn about the entire topic. These are the mentors who teach live in the Zoom calls. So we have people from Amazon, Google, McKinsey and Company, Morgan Stanley, American Express, Sony, HP, Porsche, Oracle, Cisco, Goldman Sachs. So these guys also help students get placed. Like the students are performing well in the program, these guys directly take them to the HR to have their interview and everything. So we are very lucky to have these instructors with us. Okay. So basically I'm my last year pursuing BSc honors in computer science. Should I pursue to become full stack developer for future? Cost of it would be a great idea. So for example, some of our students, if I show it to you guys, some of our graduates were from like BSc, BA, MCA. Then we have people from like civil, chemical, who got into great companies. So it's not just limited to computer science or even to electrical electronics itself. It's, see, companies want skill sets. They don't care which degree you have. They only care that you should have a degree. That's it. That's the only thing that they care about. The only thing they want is, are you proper to work for my company or not? And that is something that you should be working upon. So Devesh is on the chat. Okay, he will surely arrange something on blockchain. Thank you so much, Devesh. So how we will know about the next bootcamps and internships that are conducted by DevTown? Meenakshi, I guess you should be joining our like WhatsApp groups. All the information is usually given right over there about the upcoming bootcamp. So the next bootcamp that I've planned is the Amazon clone using JavaScript and React.js. So that is what I've planned for right now. The promotion for that would be started from either tonight or tomorrow. Like, I'm not very sure, but either tonight or tomorrow, the promotion for the same will also be starting. Okay. Yes, AJ, we have covered almost like 2000 students up till now in total, and almost 1000 of them were from full stack program. Out of one stack, we have got 800 students placed. These are the people who have completed the program. So our track record is good. The rest 200 students actually didn't complete the program itself. So like, it's compulsory. You have to complete the program, only then we'll be able to like get you in touch with companies. So due to that like reason, most of the students complete the program, and I'm very proud of them. So yeah. Is Syncrate in form these days? No, like of course not. Sir, I'm in BTech first sem. Is it good for me to worry about placement and taking courses? Can I get placed in the first year? Nikhil, usually what happens is, you don't say it get placed. Okay, so what happens is so we have got students in first, second, third, fourth year. You get placed in the fourth year itself, but before that you get internships at these companies. So in your first year, second year, third year, you can get internships at big companies. You can start with your freelancing as well. So some of our students got into Google. They left Google. It was very sad for us when we came to know about that, because it hinders our relationship with the company as well. But they started their freelancing journeys and they are doing awesome. They were in like second year at that point of time. They're even earning more than me. Sometimes I'm also like, hey dude, if you have some projects, get like, let's work up on something. But like, yeah, you can, of course you can, but that is called as an internship. Okay, so the companies like Google usually pays upon 1.2 lakhs per month when it offers its internship. Companies like Microsoft used to pay around 80,000. Right now I think so they've increased it to 1 lakh as well. Yes, it's possible to study everything. So for the people who want to become a developer should have a degree. It depends. If you want to go into freelancing, if you want to join startups, and some big name companies do not explicitly demand for a degree, but it's always good to have a degree. Like at least a graduate certificate is something that is important. Then you have to see, if you don't have a degree, you will have to showcase your skills more and more. It becomes that it is a trade-off. Okay, if you are the best, then nothing matters at the end of the day. Now I'm studying graduation in CS, so I have to learn full stack web development. It's affected my study. After graduation, complete then join the job. That is a very usually when I talk to people, I suggest them one thing: never ever have a break in your resume. And no, like I have been to college, man. I have my brother going through college as well. There's no college on earth where you have to come from your college and then work again. Like there's no college on earth. You can easily take out 2 hours of your day. If you're not able to do that, I'm sorry. If you're very bad at maintaining your time and you need managing your time and you need to learn that, but never have a gap in your resume. You never should have like, okay, I completed my college years. I had done nothing in my college years. I only focus upon my college. No company is going to accept that. And secondly, then I took like 3 months of break where I studied and then I joined a company. It becomes very difficult to convince the company why you have done that. So always start off as soon as possible, because when you are in your first year and in your second year, you have time. It's compulsory to get an internship in the third year, and the fourth year you have to get placed. So there is no question in this that you have to start in your first and the second year. If you haven't started it, it's high time now, and you should have started it right now itself. Okay. How to do internships at good MNCs? Minashi, that was the only thing that I talked about in this video. Okay, you have to focus upon DSA, you have to focus upon CP, you have to focus upon a particular language like C++, you have to focus upon building great products. Okay, that is project based products. Okay, either it be in data science, either it be in full stack, that's totally up to you. Okay. Usually it takes about 6 months to become a master in full stack. Okay, nobody will call themselves a master because full stack is a very vast field. But yes, you can learn almost everything that is pertaining to full stack in 3 months. 3 to 4 months is more than sufficient to learn everything. Then it's all about practice. Programming itself is all about practice. If you are just like, I've learned everything in 4 months. Now for the next 2 years, I'm not going to practice anything. I'm not going to work on any project. Then you will forget everything that you have learned. You will never grow beyond that. So you will have to continuously work on projects for your entire lifetime. That is something that you will have to do. Okay. From first year, can we do internships? Of course, Meenakshi. There's no question about that. One more thing that I wanted to like just share with you. We have started off with our what do you call it? Campus Ambassador program. Okay, so for those who are interested in the same, I have put up the link down in the description of the video. Okay, so you can go down. Right over here, you will be able to find the link to the Campus Ambassador program itself. Please fill up those who want to be a part of our community. Okay, so campus ambassadors will have a lot of perks. Okay, we have some goodies as well as certificates, as well as some exclusive boot camps and webinars for those guys. Along with that, yes, you will be having some work as well. You will be paid for it as well. Okay, so if you guys want, you can definitely join the campus ambassador program. The link for the same is down in the description of the video. Okay, do join the same. Okay, and if you have any doubts or any concerns, please let us know. Okay, so I think so this is it. Yeah, so I will request everyone who is there, like there are 170 people right over here. If you want to join the community at DevTown, okay, do join the campus ambassador program. It will be great to onboard you with us. There'll be some small work that will be given to you, as well as you'll be given a stipend, and you will be having a lot many like number of boot camps and webinars just organized for you guys. So we are currently planning this. We have came up to some conclusions, so we have started this out. The link is down in the description of the video. Do join the same. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to show you the attendance link for today. So the attendance link is on your screen. You can take a screenshot for the same and fill the attendance link up. Okay. Sure, Megha. It will be great to organize a boot camp with your college as well. Reach out to me, okay, on my Instagram, like my personal Instagram page as well. So if there is something that we can figure out, then we'll surely have the same. Okay. I think so. This is the most that I can zoom in. Oh, our training program, industrial training program, has no prerequisites. The only thing that we expect is you guys should be able to understand English, because that will be the mode of teaching in the entire program. So all the things and everything would be taught from scratch itself. Okay. Okay. So thank you so much, guys. I hope to see you as a campus ambassador working along with us, or else in the training program, or else in the future boot camps. We'll have a lot of fun. Okay. Thank you so much. Yes, all our boot camps are for free. We never charge anything for the boot camps. Sure. Lokendra Singh Rao, we can surely arrange an online seminar as well. Do let us know when you want it. And if we are able to figure out the dates, then we'll surely have that as well. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Let's have a great night ahead. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Okay, so we need a live interaction with you for how to start freelancing thing, because internet charges are too high nowadays. We need to start freelancing. Sure, Akhil. We will surely try to organize something like that as well. Okay. Okay. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you.